where no turtle has gone before.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Shacknews Twitch channel. Today is the 14th day of January. It's Friday. It means we have to exercise some guttural demons. It means it's a new episode of The Dump. We're here with our host, TJ Denzer, Blake Morris. Guys, what's crap 11?
Oh, my goodness. I had too much coffee this morning, and boy, has it really gotten things flowing. I'm extra ready for today's Shacknews Dump, let me tell you that much. Yeah, I don't know. It's Friday. It's time for all the latest news and happenings in the world of video games and tech and what have you. And we're here to bring you the most important stories from the week. Blake Morse here, co-editor-in-chief of Shacknews.com, news editor of Shacknews.com, TJ Denzer, of course, joining me as always, and lurking, creeping behind a tree or a bush somewhere out there is the one and only Krabs Gerard, our tech editor at Shacknews.com. Hey, fellas. Howdy ho.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
TJ.
But yeah, I am here too, and my brain is in this and everything.
You're very committed and focused.
I was staring at Kirby, and I can't stop. And we'll get there, but I can't stop looking at him.
Oh man, you're just hypnotized by those Kirby eyes.
Kirby's a jerk.
Aww,
he absolutely.
That's not
is.
true.
I implore anyone watching this to look on shacknews.com later this afternoon for the Shack Chat feature. You'll know what's up.
I don't know. I think my Shack Chat may come true, shockingly. Enough as outlandish as it was. I tried to go really outlandish with it, but it's plausible. Yeah, hey. So we've been doing this thing. We've been basically starting every episode since the Activision Blizzard controversies have come to light. You know, we're continuing our coverage of Well, what's been going on there? They've been sued by the state of California.
Bobby Kotick Asshole Watch 2K21 has now
Yeah.
morphed into 2K22.
That's a good title for it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anywho, yeah, this is actually honestly kind of a light week. As far as like controversy for Activision Blizzard, but I think it's a solid blow, honestly, because this company is yeah, I don't know. Lego is definitely a company that is pretty socially conscious when it can be. It switched to like um renewable sources for their Lego bricks. They don't use plastic anymore. You know, for a long time, Lego wouldn't make like toy guns or anything like that. Now we have like all the Star Wars stuff. They have laser blasters. I don't know if they've actually ever made a gun, but they probably have at this point. But you know,
I read a story earlier this week. The Lego's even producing buttholes for this tiger they make.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that pink Lego.
Yep.
I have seen that pink Lego.
They say it's a flower, but we know the truth.
Yeah. Oh my god.
TJ's just now learning about the butthole Lego. Actually, that's for another time. Let's talk about the story here with Activision Blizzard and Lego.
Yeah, basically they're not going to release any Overwatch 2 Legos they had planned. Yeah, they're putting the kibosh on some sets, at least for now. They could come out at some point after this is all dealt with, but I think that's a huge blow. I mean, merchandising is huge.
Yes.
Yeah, for anything like video game, movie, band, what have you. Like most money is made off of toy products, basically. You know, I mean, it's yeah. Go ahead.
And particularly Lego. Lego is like when Lego forms a partnership with you and you have a recognizable brand. Lego is like, would you like to print money with our products? It's like, I mean, look at Lego Super Mario last year. That was like one of the coolest things of the entire year was just the entire series of sets. I have a bunch of them right behind me that like I have the whole Bowser Castle right there.
I remember when those were announced, every single one of you guys on staff got the biggest, dumbest shit-eating grins I've ever seen. And over Legos, like, I understand the power.
And so, like, I think this is the very first time we've seen Activision Blizzard's assholery and unwillingness to substantially correct their assholery cost them an actual like business deal, and that is substantial. Like, and Lego didn't pull punches about it. They straight up said Activision Blizzard's leadership and the problems that they refuse to address within their company is why we're pulling this deal.
Man. I'd like to say, and I want to preface this comment by saying, what I'm about to say is solely my own opinion. It does not reflect the views of this show, my employer, Shacknews, or anyone else on this panel.
Oh, God.
Blake is covering his face. I'm just saying that this story here, it looks like Lego is doing a deal with Activision Blizzard, and they dislike dealing with Bobby Kotick so much that they immediately went and developed an asshole brick that they're now releasing with a tiger set.
Is that called the Kotick button?
Are you telling me that you believe that Lego saw what was going on in Activision Blizzard, and then they were like, "Wait, I just came up with a new brick for this tiger"?
Yeah. You know what? It might have just been like, man, that guy is like a tiger's asshole.
Every new Lego set that represents a living thing from now on is going to come with that butthole.
If you zoom in on it, you can see like Kotick's face. Yeah, like smirking at you. I don't know. He probably. I don't know. This is the kind of stuff that might eventually get him kicked off the board. Even though it's like, even though he probably has nothing but like sycophants there. Once he's now like this is gonna be millions, tens of millions of dollars.
Once the wallet gets lighter, heads will roll.
Yeah, this is affecting the bottom line, and that's when people in positions of power get kicked out. Good on Lego, man. Like Lego is fantastic in general. I love Legos. I have too many Legos. I have that Bowser ship as well, TJ, but I don't have anywhere to build it.
Right.
Yeah.
They're pretty big sets. I have the Bowser ship down there. That's the castle back there. I need to make more space to build the ship.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's my problem, right? But what's crazy is like Legos are now worth more than gold. Like Lego appreciates in value more than gold does at this moment. If you have old sets with with or without the boxes now, like they go for like their increase in value is more than gold. Think about that.
Yeah, and like it was tough to find Lego Super Mario sets out there for a while. Like there was one of my buddies was having a really hard time finding the starter set that actually had the electronic Mario.
Oh yeah, dude, I pre-ordered that and the Luigi. I have the Mario and the Luigi.
That Luigi's Mansion set looks really good too.
Those look really cool, man. Wish
that's a substantial blow to Activision Blizzard because, like, again, like I mentioned this in previous episodes, but like the stock has taken a dive since everything started happening. It was at a high of $103 per share in February 11th, and it hit a low of $57 on December 1st, and is still sort of floundering between 50 and 60, and it's at 65 today. But like they have not recovered in the slightest.
No, and I don't think they're going to be recovering anytime soon. I feel like Call of Duty. It feels. How did Call of Duty perform?
It
or
did.
Underperform?
People downloaded the shit out of Call of Duty. I actually did a story the other day on the most downloaded titles of PlayStation 4 and 5 for the year, and Call of Duty Vanguard was up there in both.
But not number one, right?
No, not number one.
And see, that's a dramatic change. I feel. Even that, like that, COD games aren't in like the top spot anymore. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it was NBA 2K that took the PS5 spot, and let's see here. On PS4, it was Grand Theft Auto 5 again.
Hey, of course. That game has got legs, and that's why it's been so long since we've had a new Grand Theft Auto. Now 3 consoles. Running a 3rd generation without a new Grand Theft Auto game. Well, 360 had it, or PS3. Anywho, you know what game we are getting a new installment in, TJ?
What's that?
Ooh, you may not have heard about this, TJ, but we're getting a new Kirby game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Yeah, and guess what? It's coming sooner than you would have thought. Nintendo was like, surprise, Kirby is going to be launching in less than 3 months. Yes. Coming March, because the beginning of the year just wasn't full of enough banging video games already, TJ. Yes. Nintendo was like, hold my beer. Oh, everything's releasing in February? Oh yeah, bitch, Kirby in March. Kirby is getting its marching orders. So 25th, TJ. Tail end of the month, right there.
It looks so man. Good too.
I don't know. That game's gonna suck. Oh, it's gonna suck because Kirby sucks everything in. It's a sucky game. It's just a play on words.
I see what you did
there. Do you?
I do.
You really?
I don't necessarily appreciate it, but I see
You don't appreciate the humor? I know the game's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great, but man, is there gonna be a lot of suckage?
There will be some suckage.
There's going to be a lot of suckage. Kirby, is, unlike Bill Clinton, did inhale everything.
Um,
Now that I've dated myself with a Clinton reference.
March is a surprising date for this. They said spring originally, so a lot of people were thinking like maybe April or May. But yeah, that is early March. That is early spring.
Yeah, and this is actually a perfect game for spring because it's like
It's so happy.
All lush. Just look at like the flora and the fauna, the environments. They're very like vibrant and like everything's post winter. I think this is the perfect game to launch going into spring.
Permission to be douchey, sir.
Nope. Denied. Right. No, what were you gonna say, Chris?
It's like, I don't feel that the early release date on this is all that surprising. I mean, how hard could it be to make a reskin of Mario Odyssey? Hey-o.
Oh, shots fired.
That's exactly why I want it, though, is that it looks like Kirby.
Yeah, that game was great.
Kirby Odyssey. And I can deal with that. I love Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah. Plus, it will be way more fun to play co-op with Bandana Waddle Dee than it was to play with freaking Cappy.
Yeah, if they're going to directly lift a game, Mario Odyssey is a better choice than like FIFA 22. Because Kirby FIFA 22, I don't know that I'd enjoy that much.
It would still probably be better than regular FIFA 22.
I mean, yeah.
Kirby Soccer? Like, they did Mega Man Soccer.
No, it'd just be Kirby dealing card packs. And if you don't pay what he asked for, he just sucks you up, and that's it. Your console blows up.
Get out of here, you bum.
Imagine a Kirby game where you had to pay microtransactions to get his power-ups.
The Kirby game, more like you'd have to start keeping your wallet on a chain in real life because the suck would like pull the wallet into the console if you got too close to it. Kirby goes evil with his microtransactions.
They showed off a lot of new details in this, though. Like, they have a full-on Waddle Dee village for the hub, and you can do stuff like serve up food and go fishing. Fishing minigame spotted. Oh my god.
You sure?
Yeah. They have a fishing minigame. It is confirmed. There will be fishing in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And if it is in the slightest, I will be spending stupid amounts of time on that.
I hope it also supports dismemberment, but I'm not holding my breath.
Just like you have a giant boss and you just suck his arm off his body.
Yeah, I wish that Raven Software circa 1999 was in charge of a Kirby game that ran on the Soldier of Fortune engine. Or Kirby just runs through dark hallways and he starts sucking and arms and legs start tearing off of these guys.
Man, Kirby is kind of like the Guile theme, I feel. Like, you can just put Kirby in anything.
And he's just going to suck.
Very similar. Yeah, he's going to suck it, but in a good way. Yeah. Are you excited about the game, Beans? Yes, you're very excited about a new Kirby. Yes, you are.
So it also kind of looks like they said that it's going to be co-op with Bandana Waddle Dee, which is, if you don't know, he's a popular one of these little puffballs that wields a spear. But like, there's also this little blue fairy looking thing roaming around with Kirby wherever he goes. And then there's Meta Knight. Like, I hope that would be dope as shit if they made like multiple playable second player characters.
Oh, like skins?
Yeah.
Or like you could choose like which one you play as?
If you let me play Meta Knight and Kirby in the Forgotten Land, I'll demand second player every time.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's good. I guess I'll co-op with you then, TJ. Oh man. Because I would prefer to just be Kirby.
Kirby is pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'm curious if there's gonna be like areas you can only get into in like 2-player, like, or if they'll have like AI partners if there isn't like a human partner or something like that. Like, because that would be interesting if you had like AI characters that could get to certain places that Kirby can't. Mm-hmm. But so that kind of muddles the concept of Kirby being able to like eat whoever he needs to get powers too. So I don't know. Maybe I think I'm digging too deep here. It's really looking glass.
Like, if you look at the last few adventure games that Nintendo has made, where like there was a co-op element. It's kind of optional, but it's there if you want to do it. Like with Bowser's Fury, somebody can control Bowser Jr. and like Bowser Jr. will be played by AI if you don't use him or if somebody's not playing him. But you don't really lose out on much by someone playing him or not playing him, right?
Yeah. So
Same
maybe
with
it'll be something like that.
and
That's
same with
kind of what I'm
Cappy
saying.
and same with Cappy in Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, people can play as Cappy?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I
Yes.
thought it was a single player experience.
It's again kind of like a limited sort of co-op thing, but yes, a second player can take control of Cappy.
Damn. Look at who showed up to help us with the dump today. Princess Tobeans.
Aw.
Hello. You can, by the way, Princess Tobeans, she's on Shack Pets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can. I mean, good luck challenging the world's sweetest bean. Like, look at her just curling up in my arms. She's such a sweetie bean. Yeah, you can download Shack Pets right now on the Google or Apple App Store.
Get that
Yeah.
shit where you get your apps, son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just put out a substantial update yesterday, and
that's right.
It's got some good features in it, and some new challenger cats have appeared. It's in the time since.
Well, I'm sure they're adorable, but good luck. Good luck to them trying to win a battle against Princess Tobeans. You can go on there. You can look at pictures of Princess Tobeans. You can vote for her in battles. You can upload pics of your own pets, as many as you want, and challenge other pets battles to see who is the cutest pet ever and who will win Shacknews for the day. You get points for every vote, for every challenge, for every victory. You can win Shacknews if you play your cards right. Download it now. TJ, you got your flaff on there?
I do. I dumped a whole bunch of new cool pictures, and I got like 4 more that I got to get in there by the end of the day.
I saw that. 4 more?
Yeah, I have. I've been kind of mixing it up with images that I've shared on Twitter and Facebook, and then also some that I save very specifically for Shack Pets.
Nice.
The private stock.
I did notice when I looked at I checked out the new latest pets feature that we just added, and I noticed there were quite a few pics of Flaff and Lola, our own Shacknews CEO pet, up there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sorry, I just thought I'd mention Shack Pets because Princess Tobeans just happened to show up and to co-host today.
You need to get her a tiny eye patch so she can be the Sagat of Shack Pets.
Man, I have little costumes for her. She's got a bumblebee costume and a panda costume. I'd have to look around for other ones, but yeah, oh no, I didn't order it yet, but she's probably getting a Wolverine costume.
Oh, nice.
Because that's actually very appropriate considering how much she goes around scratching up all my furniture. On that note, let's get back to Kirby. I don't think Kirby can take Princess Tobeans in a cute off, but I am excited about this new game, TJ. Were there any other details that they shared?
They had the hub world. They had the co-op. Well, this was the first time we got a good look at the co-op, and again, it was the first time we got a good look at like the gameplay sort of style in which, as Crab says, it's a very Mario Odyssey-esque game.
Yeah, we kind of saw that coming from like the initial trailer that we saw, and I think any sort of like third-person open world adventure looking game is going to get that Mario Odyssey comparison.
Oh, the other thing that people really loved is that Kirby gets a gun in this game.
Kirby's got a gun. Kirby with a gun. No, that's dangerous.
Too much power.
Yeah, that's like Kirby could take over the world with that kind of chutzpah right there.
Well, it's too late. He's got it. He's getting that gun.
Is he gonna shoot you or is he gonna eat you? And which is worse?
Gets his little safari hat, gets his little gun, and just fires cosmic blasts out of it.
Shouting Jumanji at you or something the whole time. It's like, come back here. I'm going to shoot you.
Not good enough, Sonny Jim. Neat as that sucky noise.
Doesn't when Kirby sucks up Bayonetta in Smash, doesn't he get the Bayonetta guns?
He does get some Bayonetta guns.
So Kirby knows how to use guns already.
Yeah, he's familiar with a few firearms.
Okay. Yeah, this is gonna probably be a day one for a lot of people on staff here. I feel like TJ, have you pre-ordered it yet?
I haven't, but I will. This looks. Have they put out a pre-order like special for it? It seems like the kind of thing where they're gonna do something special for it eventually. Because
I would hope they have like some sort of 30th anniversary collector's edition.
That's what I was about to say. Is it's his 30th anniversary this year, and Nintendo has already confirmed that they're going to be doing some extra 30th anniversary Kirby stuff beyond Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Yeah, I still have my Game Boy copy of Kirby. Kirby's Dream World, I believe it was like the first one, right?
Kirby's Dream Land.
Kirby's Dream Land, sorry. I still have my Game Boy copy of that, and I just bought the NES version the other week, like before they announced this. So I'm stoked. I might have to do a little Kirby retrospective before I hop into this.
Yeah.
TJ, that would be fun.
Maybe
I'll do that. Huh. I'll think about it. Yeah, and this isn't the end of Kirby fun coming our way this year, TJ. Nintendo has said that they have more stuff planned.
Yep.
For the big pink ball of fluff that will one day devour the world. All right.
Yes, and I hope that comes in the form. I hope we get some kind of special edition for the Forgotten Land. I would. That's kind of what I'm waiting for so far. If I have to just get the regular game, I will. But I want to see something cool.
I would like to see something cool as well. I'm curious what they'll do. All right. But we got more stuff to cover, TJ. So what do you say we keep going? This is something that you're also really excited about. There's just a lot of things. Today's a very exciting day of news for you, TJ, I feel. And it's not even your birthday.
Yeah. So Hitman 3 teased last year that they were not, or IO Interactive teased last year that they were not done with Hitman 3 despite finishing their DLC series. They have a lot more content lined up for the game this year. And a part of that, or a bunch of that, was released or revealed this week. They are doing 3 different new modes, one of which is adapting the whole dang trilogy to VR, which they said VR last year, like they teased it, but I had no idea they were taking all 3 games and bringing them to VR.
Because, that's huge.
Yes. I absolutely want to walk around some of those locations that like aren't in. I want to walk around Hitman 3 as well. I want to walk around Dubai and Dartmoor, but man, there are some levels that are in the previous Hitman games that are just freaking gorgeous. And like Sapienza, Bangkok, there are so many good ones in there.
What's that one with all the cornfields?
I think that was Colorado.
Yeah, just running through cornfields. VR, teach. I'm honestly, I'm a little bit scared of the Dubai level in VR.
Ooh,
not gonna lie. I don't think I can handle that. I'm not good with heights like that. That'll probably give me vertigo. I could see myself like falling, like and just crashing into like my coffee table or something like that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. I'm brave enough to try, though. Brave enough to try. And at least much like my life, people get a laugh out of my death.
But this is looking like fully featured though. Like you'll be able to explore all the environments. You'll be able to interact with all the gadgets that Agent 47 has. They were very proud about their throwing technology, which, if you know, like you can basically throw any object that you pick up in Hitman. So one of the funnier things is just like walking up behind a guard with a crowbar and just hucking it at the back of his head. And you'll be able to do that in this game, but like you'll also be able to engage in gunplay, hand-to-hand combat, Other gadgetry, they showed one part where like in the PC VR where like you were sneaking up on a dude to choke him to death with your bare hands.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm wondering. I don't know. Are you just going to be floating? I hope you're just floating hands.
Yes, it is looking like floating hands.
That's good.
Yes, I am. I'm very excited for that. I think that's going to be a real, just altogether, that's going to be a fun VR experience to explore this year. But that wasn't everything they had. They also showed off Elusive Target Arcade and Freelancer Mode, which Elusive Target Arcade, if you know about the Elusive Targets, they are one-time missions where you chase after a certain target, and if you blow the mission, then they escape and you don't get a chance at them again. So you have to plan carefully, think about how you're going to handle the mission, and think about how you're going to chase them down, because you only get one shot. So Elusive Target Arcade sort of expands on that. IO Interactive is designing a bunch of challenges where you will chase after multiple targets in one trial, and you need to take them down one after the other in the same trial. And if you fail that trial, then it will be locked out for one day, and you can try again the next day.
Okay, I think that's fair. I was going to say, I think VR has too much of a potential for glitches and hiccups for it to just be a one-time thing. But I think, something goes... people are still going to be pissed when something goes awry, and it's like not their fault, like it's a technical issue. But at least they can try again the next day.
For sure.
So okay, yeah, I think that's a better improvement over that. And
they announced that they're going to be adding. This is going to be something that they're going to expand upon. It's going to launch with about 5 or 6 trials, and they're going to add more trials throughout the year.
That's awesome.
So yeah. And then Freelancer Mode, this might have been, it was hard to decide between whether this or VR Mode was my favorite reveal. Freelancer Mode is going to be this new mode in which you're going to get a safe house for Agent 47, and from there you're going to chase after 8 different organizations, and the point of it is you don't get to keep your equipment from the main game. When you go after these targets, you won't know who the leader of an organization is. You have to go through missions, figure out intel, go through their inferior, their
just kind of work your way up the ranks, sort of thing.
And you'll get weapons and gear from suppliers on the scene, or by collecting stuff that's just hidden in the scene. And as you go through further missions, you'll figure out who the boss is, and then you take the shot at killing them. And it's going to be they said that this mode was inspired by roguelike content, like roguelike games. So if you die, you'll lose the equipment that you brought with you.
Ooh. Pain in the ass. Man, no, but that's what people like you love about Hitman 3.
But you'll also have this safe house where the equipment that you take back from a mission will become a permanent fixture of the safe house. And you'll have a gun range, and you'll also have customizable furniture that you can get for the safe house to kind of make it your own.
Nice. That sounds fun. I like that. No, I like that concept. The losing your stuff that you take on a mission with you sounds just like an added little squeeze there, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, there you go.
Yep.
That's a lot. How soon is this stuff gonna start pouring out?
So VR Mode and the Elusive Target Arcade are going to launch on January 20th. And then Freelancer Mode is going to launch later in spring. And furthermore, they're packaging all 3 games into a trilogy at long last, because you couldn't buy them all together in one set before. You can now buy Hitman 3 on Steam, or you're going to be able to on January 20th. And they're putting the whole trilogy on Xbox Game Pass.
Ka-ching.
Yes.
There you go. Oh man. It sounds like year 2 for Hitman 3 is gonna be quite a lot. dude. That's awesome.
Did they make a comment if we buy this on Steam and we had all of our other Hitman stuff on Steam and never got the EGS stuff, will we be able to add our game into it as the EGS people did? Like for the full?
Yes.
Okay, that's dope.
You're going to be able to, like, if you have Hitman 1 and 2 on Steam, then you're going to be able to do what you could do with Hitman 3. You can buy Hitman 3 by itself. You don't have to buy the trilogy if you have Hitman 1 and 2.
Right. I just know that it was an issue early on, like, if you want to do EGS Hitman 3, but you had the other ones on Steam, that initially there were issues of bringing over, although I think they settled that after a little bit.
They were able to. And so with putting Hitman 3 on Steam, it should work for a lot of the people. Like for anyone who has been holding out on Hitman 3,
yeah,
if they don't want to get it on EGS, the solution is on the way.
Yeah, I kind of just felt like category, like, I wanted 3, but I wasn't willing to rebuy the first 2 again, and I missed the deal where they were giving out, so this is good for me. This will be easy pickup when the Steam version launches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hitman 3 making an early play at Best VR Game and possibly even Most Improved Game of 2022. We'll see what happens because we got a lot of year left, but dang, they came out of the gate strong.
Yeah. No, it's impressive. It's impressive how much they're just giving people to really. Like they're just very generous. Some very generous devs there. You gotta give it up to them for how
they could never be accused for offering a lack of content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, you know what? Buy our new game. We're just going to give you the old games, too, and we're going to make them look better. Oh, by the way, we're also going to put it all in VR for you next year and just add a bunch of new modes.
Mm-hmm.
You just have fun. Oh, and if you are already paying for your Game Pass, you don't have to buy it now. And, just go have fun. You kids just go sneak around with your bald guy. And, we'll be over here just coding away, making that next little piece of delicious content. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Well, thank you so much, IO Interactive. You've made both Chris, TJ, and my co-editor-in-chief, Bill, very happy. Yeah, there we go. Well, TJ, hey, this is a special time in the show. We remind people to sub to the friggin' channel. Come on. Do it. Sub. Come on. Yeah, we're going to this is the year we're actually going to start doing stuff for our subs, folks. We have a lot of stuff planned. Actually, Pop Goes the Culture, they just announced their sub-only movie night. That's going to be coming up pretty soon here. As I'm planning on attending just as a sub. I don't know about you, TJ.
For sure.
Are doms allowed?
No.
Yeah.
There's a one Donovan.
Oh, not Dons. Doms.
Dom Herrera or that's the only Dom that I know.
We'll talk after the show.
Dom DeLuise?
Yeah.
That would be great if we could get Dom DeLuise to come and watch movies with us, but I think he's dead. So that would be tough to get him.
Maybe we can bring him back as an NFT.
We'll bring everything back. That's like true immortality right there. Is becoming an NFT. Before then, though, before we all become NFTs and you all spend all your money on NFTs, yeah, feel free to give us a sub here. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch sub every month. You could do worse than giving it to us, right? I mean, come on, people. We're also going to have, some fun new emojis coming your way. All sorts of new stuff. You might as well get in on the ground floor, people, with a sub right now, or at least give us a follow. Either way, we appreciate you tuning in to all of our amazing shows. More amazing shows are coming this year as well, TJ. You do a lovely show called Indielicious.
I do.
It's a lovely show, and you had some fun this week. You did. Yeah, and what are you playing next week? What's next week's fun time?
Ooh, we got a team effort coming up next week. The Anacrusis, which is a retro-inspired space up to 4-person co-op shooter.
Chet Falisek's Anal Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
This game looks dope.
Yeah.
So you guys gonna be playing, the two of yous?
Oh, I was just
Oh wait,
expressing
it's
my.
going to be on Tuesday, right?
Yes,
Yeah, Tuesday because we're off on Monday.
correct.
Yeah. So yeah, sweet. That'll be good times. And then yeah, we started playing Halo on Thursdays.
We have.
It's fantastic. It's good times. It's a good chance for some big team bonding. I feel because we all get to play together as a team, and we're a big team, and we all
get splattered by Sam as he just runs rampant with his ridiculous understanding of how that game works.
I am so glad that Pop-Tart shit got clipped yesterday. I was yelling about how Sam was basically the world's deadliest Pop-Tart flavor. He's just hopped out of nowhere, man. I'm like looking, I'm waiting for it. Then he's just there. I'm my shot in the head. I have no idea how he did it. Like how he's cheating. I mean, I think we've all established that Sam cheats at Halo. I think that's what we should call it. That's what we should call that stream. Sam cheats at Halo. Because there's no way he's that good. So if you like this content, you can also check out all of our content over at shacknews.com. That's why we're here. It's where all of our news stories come from. We've got a ton of content coming your way as the year 2022 really gets into a swing here. While you're there, you may notice ads for Shack Pets. We talked a little bit about Shack Pets earlier. You really should go download Shack Pets. I'm just going to tell you now. It's a blast. It's soothing, It's a good way to unwind. I usually do my Shack petting in the evening, TJ. I like to just sort of unwind the day with cute pet pics and making sure I vote for all of my pets as well. Because that's the thing is I'll get like several votes for BMO or Princess Tobeans or Colonel Space Cat, and I'll just keep going, and then I'm like, okay, I'll stop after the next one of my pets, and then I just kind of tell myself that several times until there's no more challenges left suddenly.
What's funny is I'll be scanning through the votes and occasionally I of course try to vote for Silo whenever, but occasionally I'll be going fast enough that she pops up and I accidentally vote the other way.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oops. Oh well.
Don't you feel bad though? Don't you feel like you've betrayed your pets when you do that?
No, I think to myself, there's no going back, and besides, Silo doesn't need my help. She's gorgeous.
Aw, there you go. That's a nice way of looking at it. Your pupper's gonna win no matter what. So that one little moment means nothing.
Like tears and rain.
Like tears in the rain. There you go. That's right, TJ. Yeah, and then once you've downloaded Shack Pets on your your Android or iOS device, why not use your smart device to maybe check out some of our other places that we keep content. On Facebook, we're Shack News. You can give us a like there, and you will never miss a post that we make. You can also go to Shack News on Twitter. It's just at Shack News, and there you have it. Boom, we're there. You can give us a follow. It's that easy. And then, of course, we're Shack News Media on Instagram, where you can just find those thirsty traps.
Shout out to DVD for managing our social media.
That's right. Denny Von Doom out there doing the media socially for shacknews.com. And, of course, Greg Burkleton Burke, very busy in the video mines, running Shack News Games and Gamer Hub videos. There are YouTube channels. Why not subscribe to them? I mean, yeah, why not subscribe to them? Look at how many people have subscribed to them. 29.9K subs, TJ. You know what? That was 31.6K.
Nice.
These YouTube channels are the best way to take in Shack News content on the toilet.
They really are. And even if you're not on the toilet, or maybe, let's say you die on the toilet and you're watching these Shack News videos, you're still helping us from beyond the grid because we'll get ad revenue for every video that runs. But you know what? I hope you don't die on the toilet. But I do hope that you just maybe leave Shacknews videos running in the background if you feel so inclined to just help us generate that little bit of extra income that's also precious during these trying times. Either way, no matter what, we appreciate you coming by, checking out our content, watching our shows, going to our websites, following us on social media, checking out our YouTubes. You're doing a lot, and we're really proud of you. So thanks so much. Keep up the good work. Let's keep up our good work, TJ. What do you say? Let's get back to the news, shall we?
Sure.
Okie dokie. Well,
excuse me,
TJ, you know, a lot of times people replay value or the amount of exploration and time that you can spend into a video game seems to give it, like, you know, people want the most bang for their buck a lot of time, you know. And with that in mind, a lot of companies just try and cram as much stuff in as they can. But it was really funny. It kind of backfired on Dying Light 2 this last week. Because basically, they put out a thing that said it was going to take like 500 hours to complete Dying Light 2. And basically what they meant was, if you want to do everything in the game, it's going to take you 500 hours. But people also saw a thing that said it'll run them 100 hours just to get through the regular game.
The story, yeah.
Yeah, the storyline. Which, damn, right?
They did further walking back since then too.
Yeah, no, they did walk back further since then. That's the thing, is it was like all just poorly worded. You know, like if you want to really soak it in, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time in the game. But no, that's not what it actually is. I think they said it was gonna be like around, what, like 40 or 50?
20 hours to complete the main story, 80 hours to finish the main story and all of the side quests, 500 hours to max out the game with all main and side quests, choices, and endings, checking every place on the map, check every dialogue, and every collectible. So,
yeah. But there's also multiple branching paths too. So, like,
yeah, I think that was part of the 100-hour part, was the branching story thing.
Yeah, to like see every piece of story content.
Steve was telling me I have 379 in part 1, so it doesn't seem that crazy. I'll apologize for the noise.
No, that's not good.
Right, and like I think of back in, I think the last E3 I saw this game at, when they were still talking about Dying Light before they did the reboot on like PR and everything. They were talking about choices like, there's like a water plant, and you can choose whether or not to flood the city with the water plant or not. And that has a substantial impact on both the water plant area and the city at large, where like different story choices will be cut off, different story choices will appear, and different infected will appear based on the choice you made. Like, it's so like you'll have massive choices like that throughout the game that you can only do once.
Yeah, so in order to see what would happen if you made the other choice, you're gonna have to go back and play through the game again, basically. Right?
I think they also said this time around that cooperative play, everybody gets progress, it's not locked to the host, and that the group will make decisions on these branching paths as you play in the host game. So I thought that was kind of wild.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Maybe be careful who you play with in case they're going to make uncool decisions, I guess.
Be jerks. Yeah, that's interesting. What about, like, so it sounds like you're going to be going on the journey together through the whole thing then, right?
Well, the first game you could kind of do that, although the initial 45 minutes and the final 45 minutes were locked out of cooperative play. Like, you co-op everything in between the bookends of the, quote-unquote story campaign or whatever. And as I understand it now, from top to bottom, the whole thing is co-op. And in the original game, if you joined somebody else's game, nothing you found on the ground, no progress you made, experience, anything stayed. And that has been flipped around to where it seems like it doesn't matter how you play, it's going to, you'll progress, get stuff, move your own thing through, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this game is like, for as long as they've been in kind of development hell on getting this thing together and rebooting like their process of it, finally looks like it's coming. Despite the missteps, obviously, it looks like it's coming together in a pretty intriguing, fun way.
Yeah, I imagine that it's going to be broken in certain ways just because, I mean, Polish video games are Polish video games, and there's also a bit of charm in some of these, these big European games. But the studio is also continually still dumping full-blown content into Dying Light 1 and has been now for like 6 years. It hasn't been like spotty or patchy. They've just been nonstop, and assuming that they're willing to commit that again to this one, it would leave me feeling slightly better about jumping in early. But yeah, like you said, the development stories have not been good, and you never can tell, I guess, until we do get our hands on the game next month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also like to post this awesome tweet from the folks at Shadow Warrior 3 who commented, Shadow Warrior 3 will take 500 hours to complete 60 times.
Oh, I did some research on this too when we first heard about the 500 hours thing. Like, you can complete Witcher 3, everything that the base Witcher 3 game has, just under 5 times in the time it would take to max out Dying Light 2.
Wow.
You can completely 100% Monster Hunter World, one of the grindiest games in existence, is from one of the grindiest franchises in existence. You can 100% that game 1.5 times in 500 hours.
Wow, I don't know if that's a compliment to Monster Hunter World or an insult to Dying Light 2.
Yeah, I think it all hinges on exactly how fun this superfluous content is that's away from the campaign of the game. Is it going to be straight busy work, or will we be pleasantly surprised?
I don't like the problem that I have with it. I don't like Zombrex stuff. I didn't like in the Dead Rising games where it was like, oh, you're infected. You have to make sure that you inject stuff into it on top of a larger world clock.
Oh yeah, you're not going to like this game then.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I played a little bit of the first Dying Light, but yeah, it didn't really click with me, and everything I've seen of Dying Light 2 hasn't really clicked. I'm also been over zombie games for the most part for a long time. Back 4 Blood got me just because it was very Left 4 Dead. But in general, zombie games nowadays, I'm just like another zombie game, Still, the 4-player co-op thing I think is an interesting thing. It's really interesting to see a game in which the co-op isn't more drop in, drop out. That's an interesting angle, and I don't know how that'll work towards the game in the end. But I like that it's 4-player. I definitely like that. What are you laughing at, TJ?
Oh, I just saw the Dying Light's response to the Shadow Warrior tweet.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought you were laughing at me.
No,
we know at least their social media manager has a wonderful sense of humor.
Yeah.
Oh man, you should. I think I posted one of the tweets from their PR person into our Slack feed.
Where they were commenting on like what they might have to do when they get into work on Monday morning or something.
Yeah. It's just like watching a discourse on Saturday and knowing that it's gonna be your whole work day on Monday or something like that. Yeah. Dude,
I hope this game is good for a lot of people. Like, I hope this game is good. They
did the thing where they've been delaying it to make it better, I think, and I'm hoping it'll pay off for fans. Yeah, for sure.
Well, up until Cyberpunk release, there was kind of a run where almost every game that came out of Poland was an absolute, just top-tier banger. So I'm hoping that trend gets restarted here with Dying Light 2.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I'm counting on you, Poland.
How many times have you said that in your life?
Probably less than 15.
Yeah. Well, hey, the first Dying Light came to Switch recently. And another game that just came to Switch.
I believe Dying Light 2 is also launching day one on Switch.
It is. That's right. But you know what just launched on Switch this week? Astroneer.
Astroneer.
And TJ, you had the opportunity, the chance of a lifetime, one would say, to get your hands on Astroneer on the Nintendo Switch earlier than everybody else, and give the world your thoughts on it. TJ,
I put
what'd
on
you
the
think
helmet.
of it?
I beamed down to the planet. I skimmed the manual, and I ventured out into the world to become a cosmonaut. Now, we've been following Astroneer for a long time because that game has been in early access since 2016, and it came out fully on Xbox and PC in 2019. That game is delightful, and it's good to see it come to the Switch. I played it, and it's everything you should expect. It's very colorful on the Switch. It's perfect for it, I think. It's just a very relaxing sandbox style of game. I only had a handful of issues with it, and those issues came down to the fact that like Astroneer was very built for a keyboard and mouse setup. And so there are some controls that are just awkward to get around. When you hold down like the left trigger, it brings up a cursor to select things, or you can walk up to things and pick them up with the right trigger once you target them. It's a little sometimes janky with targeting when objects are too close together. And when you pick up an object, the camera chooses to focus more on the object than on you as you're moving around. So it really is kind of a wrestle with the camera when you are interacting with an object and carrying it around. I also think that the early part of the game, if you haven't had a chance to like play Astroneer before, is a little bit slim on direction when it comes to adventure mode. Like the adventure mode is kind of, I wouldn't say a lengthy tutorial, but I would say it's the way that you get into the game and understand its mechanics and understand what it does and how to play it. And there were definitely like some moments where like it does not really guide you into the process as well as I think it should. It does provide a lot of tutorials and like guidance, but like they are very minimalist in their nature.
Yeah, they're heavy on the trying to use the design of their objects and stuff in the world to guide versus just throwing text on the screen.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's cool. I also think it hurts a little bit if you've never played the game before.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get past those first 2 hours, I think it becomes a lot more intuitive. One of the funnest things about this game is the terrain gun. And it's like you have this gun that you can straight up like you mine with it, but you also like can terraform with it, and you can like drill holes in the earth. You can fill up areas, like pile up soil that you've collected, and you can also like flatten terrain. And so like that thing makes for a lot of fun when you're exploring. I had a situation where like there was a natural like cavern in the planet, and I fell down the hole, and it was like a steep fall, and I I almost died, but the more important thing is that you have oxygen tethers early in the game that allow you to make sure you can breathe. And I fell far enough that I was cut off from my oxygen tethers, so I had to like quickly use the terraforming gun to like drill a hole upward through the wall of the cave and try to make it back to the surface. And that was kind of like a fun sort of emergent gameplay type thing that came from this. I think it's a really fun game as far as like I think it really translated well to Switch as far as like the terraforming gun, the movement, and the driving controls, because I think it's just easier to handle driving and stuff like that on a pad. Plus, the terraforming gun works sort of more like a third person shooter than it does like a point and click. So I think that works quite well.
Yeah.
And then finally, like playing this thing in handheld mode, it handled quite well. It was everything stayed pretty much stable. The colors were still pretty good. I want to see what this thing looks like on an OLED because I don't have it on the I don't have the OLED Switch, but the colors are already vibrant in this game, and I would love to see how they pop on that display. Um, the only thing that bothered me about the Switch in handheld mode is that once I got up to a certain point with my base where it was more busy and I had more machinery going, I did notice a little bit of frame rate drop. And I think it's going to it's probably going to be more of a thing as I build more stuff onto the base. It's not something I experienced as much in docked mode, but I do believe that that's one of the few issues I saw in handheld mode. When you're exploring, it's completely crisp, it's completely clean, it ran wonderfully smooth. But that's just something to keep in consideration when you're playing in handheld mode. Is if you have a very busy base, then it may drag down the frame rate just a bit.
That is probably more tied to the game itself. Even if you have the best PC money can buy, once your base gets complicated, things are going to chug. It's just the physics calculations and stuff that go on. Basically depends on how intricate you design your stuff, and the more intricate the design, the tougher it is on that CPU. And it isn't the Switch like failing to be able to run the game. It's just the nature of the beast. So this seems like a wonderful port all the way around.
For sure, and that's an issue. Like Chris, you bring it up. It was like that's an issue that has actually affected Astroneer on better hardware, such as Xbox and PC. It's
Xbox. Man, the game ran bad on the old Xbox. Not the case on the One X or the Series S or X, but yeah.
Yeah, but they've had time to like improve it since those days, and so you don't have issues that people that started out playing Astroneer ran into. You don't have windstorms chucking soil at you. You don't have some of the physics at the very beginning were extremely janky, and they've smoothed that out. And so like I would say that like people that jump in on Switch are not only going to enjoy like just a relaxing sandbox adventure, but they're kind of skipping all the pain points that a lot of people had to go through back in 2019 when the game was.
Yeah, because this went through a couple of years of early access before it went prime time. And it was early on both Xbox. It was one of the early games in the Xbox Color program. Preview something, or I can't remember the exact name they used, but Astroneer was one of the early games in that as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is a game that they support quite well. Multiplayer is here, adventure mode is here, sandbox is here. If you're looking for a good sci-fi sandbox adventure exploration game to play, I absolutely have to recommend Astroneer. This is a wonderful game.
Astroneer is awesome. Solid little game there. Fun. The astronauts are super cute.
Mm-hmm.
They're adorable. All right. Well, thanks, TJ. Thanks for breaking it all down for us. Oh my goodness. TJ, this next story, I'm really curious how drunk the people at Take-Two were when they decided to spend billions of dollars.
Billions.
Yeah,
billions.
Hundreds.
12.7 to be accurate.
Okay, not hundreds of billions, but tens of billions.
Too many billions.
Too many billions. Any billions. I am surprised. So yeah, Take-Two is just like, we're gonna buy Zynga.
Looking at that logo, is Zynga an animal shelter for troubled dogs? What is?
I mean, that's
why is their logo a pit bull?
I think it was like the founder's dog or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's owned by Pitbull originally.
That would be cool.
Man. World premiere, baby. Let's see.
Does anyone need me to come to their party and pump my fist? I'm here. Hey yo, Bud Light.
I love Pitbull. No, I'm not going to share my $1 million idea here.
What better place to share it than here?
No, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm not gonna ruin it.
Well, we will remember you teased the idea here initially.
Yeah. It has to do with Pitbull. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, I'm starting to wonder how great this idea is.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you. Maybe I'll tell you in private. I don't want the internet to know. At any
We don't
rate,
want
yeah.
word getting to Pitbull's people before it's ready.
Yeah. I know people, man. You think I can't get Pitbull? I can get Pitbull.
I believe you.
Make a few. I bet I could. I bet I could get Pitbull in less than 5 calls. I would need a lot of money after that, though.
Yeah.
To actually get. But it would hopefully be less than 12.7 billion. Fingers crossed. Holy cow! Take-Two. What? I guess the guy those shark cards are doing pretty damn well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they're like, well, we've bought all the Fabergé eggs in the world, and we own the bones of the world's tallest man.
They bought Dr. Dre and made him make more music.
Yeah, they did buy Dr. Dre recently. For the new GTA online expansion.
They should buy James Cameron and get him and pay him to make movies that are an Avatar.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, so Zynga, still kind of one of the biggest mobile gaming companies in the world. Take-Two decided that they want a piece of that pie. And who better to help them get a piece of that pie than the dudes that made, I guess, Farmville, Words with Friends. What else did they make? They make a couple golf games. They make a couple casino games.
I don't know. I mean, everybody knows Farmville from Facebook and Words with Friends from being lonely and having no one to play Scrabble with.
Zynga, you know them from such hits as Game That Took All Your Grandma's Money 2 years ago on Facebook.
That's basically it. I just don't understand. Are they buying Words with Friends? That's kind of what it feels like. I just picture like the people in charge of Take-Two just being drunk one night and be like, "Oh, what if we made Scrabble, but it was on your phone?" And then the guy's like, "Dude, somebody already did that."
I feel like they could have bought all of Milton Bradley for less than 2% of this amount of money. They could have literally owned Scrabble.
Yeah,
probably.
They went in on that. They went in on that sweet mobile gaming market to the point where this is something actually from their statement. They want to make mobile gaming. It's like something like 12% of their total bookings for the fiscal year. They want to make it 50% of their total bookings by 2023. So
that's ambitious considering like that. I don't know. Grand Theft Auto Online alone just spews out cash.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they want to go hard to the paint on mobile gaming, and I mean like mobile gaming isn't going away. It is one of the fastest growing enterprises in the world, for better or worse, I will say. But like, if you're gonna get in there and you don't know how to do it, why not purchase the best? I mean, Zynga,
are they the best?
Zynga is not the best. Like, there are probably a couple Chinese companies that will give them a run for their money, but they're the best.
Shit, Kabam's probably better at this point than Zynga.
But I was gonna say they're probably one of the best Western companies at mobile gaming.
I think Kabam is more successful right now than Zynga. Maybe they couldn't afford Kabam, and this was like the compromise.
I figured out how to open my calculator in Windows, and I've done some background research here for this story. Mm-hmm. If Take-Two Interactive had taken this amount of money that they did for this investment into Zynga, remember they made Grand Theft Auto 5 many years ago, 20, 30 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
That game, including what it cost to make it and the advertising and all that, set them back $265 million. Guess how many times they could make Grand Theft Auto 5 for this investment in Zynga?
How many times?
10.
If you guessed 48, you won the award.
I was closest without going over.
That's true. Could you make your money back making another GTA game 48 times, or will you make more money off buying Farmville for $12.7 billion?
I mean, microtransactions, and like being able to make like multiple apps a year and maintain those apps. I think that it's I think it's a sound investment, honestly.
Yeah, but what if you had
I
48
mean-
concurrent platforms for selling shark cards?
I mean, people would probably buy them from whatever platform they wanted to buy them on, and then you would just have an overall income for all of those things put together.
And then you could release GTA 5 on the PlayStation 12.
I mean, this is gonna be for like Grand Theft Auto Mobile or something like that.
So
Oh,
you
Lord, I
just-
hope not after the last time they did that to us.
I mean, considering what just happened with the with that collecting the anniversary edition stuff,
Yeah,
man, like,
They just gave us the mobile
Yeah.
like a month ago.
but I mean, I think if they made something from the ground up that was just for mobile and just
So-
lived on there, like they could do something with the Grand Theft Auto franchise that way. Not like a demake of or a port of any of the old games. Just make something specifically made on mobile for mobile.
So Kabam has been, from what I can see here, Kabam has been moving between around 360 million and 700 to 800 million in net revenue or net value, net worth. Sorry, that was the one I was going for. Zynga, their last reported net worth was 7 billion. So, I mean, they're a substantial group. Like they pull in a lot of old people who want to play Zynga Poker and Texas Hold'em and Farmville and Words with Friends and Mafia War. I didn't even know they had Mafia Wars, but that game shows up on my Twitter ads all the time and is really annoying.
Man,
But yeah, so like, I don't know. It's gonna be because now that once this deal goes through, it looks like Take-Two is going to go real hard into mobile gaming with Zynga's help.
well, that sounds like what they're doing. Definitely. They don't have the game that there's always the ad where the guy is in the thing and they pull the things out and the Minotaur gets him every time because they didn't pull the things out right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did they own that game, TJ? They got that Minotaur game?
They don't own that one.
Aw, that was a bad deal. Should have bought them there that make that their game. That's a real good game. Let me tell you, I never played it, but they always failed. The guy never gets the treasure or the princess. He always gets the Minotaur.
My absolutely favorite was of those stupid mobile gaming ads. There's one that was like you're supposed to be a sniper man, and there's just like a fat plumber guy with a bomb strapped to his chest that grabs his girl, and they're also standing on train tracks for some reason. And if you miss the shot, they'll get hit by the train. And I can't figure out what the fat terrorist's plan was, other than to get hit by a train with a beautiful woman with a bomb strapped to his chest.
I mean, isn't that every fat terrorist's dream? I don't know. I don't know. I think once you got the girl, got the explosions.
Mobile gaming ads are
I don't
mostly
know.
terrible, but sometimes they're really funny.
That one where they've like put the Joker in the zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that one?
Yes, because if there was anyone I would totally trust in the zombie apocalypse, it would be the Joker.
The Joker, yeah, that can't be right, man. That can't be. Like, that's got to DC. Did DC really partner with those people? That can't be true. I don't
I'll let
believe
Matt
it.
Damon talk me into buying crypto.
You let Matt Damon talk you into doing anything, I bet,
Yeah.
Chris. Let's just be real here. We've all got our kryptonite. Yours is Matt Damon.
I ain't apologizing.
No need to. I understand. Look in those eyes and you just melt like butter. Well, yeah, I don't know. They bought it for like almost double what it's valued at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That seems like an odd move, but I guess when you've got Rockstar fuck you money, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. They also have 2K, who, as I might remind you, had the most downloaded PS5 game out of any of them in 2021.
That is very accurate. You're absolutely right, TJ. They're not hurting. They're not hurting at all, and that probably doesn't affect the bottom line very much, if at all.
Take Two, if you're watching this and you have any billions left, maybe acquire the license to make an NFL game. It's probably cheaper than this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually think the NFL license would be cheaper than $12.7 billion.
For the love of
I mean,
God,
this is
somebody has to make
12,000% what CBS paid to broadcast the games for 8 years. So yeah,
somebody should force EA and Madden to try.
The only people that would have the power to do that would be the NFL, and that isn't going to happen as long as it still makes more money every year than it ever did.
Yep.
Although I heard a rumor that supposedly baseball were the people that forced the hand of the show appearing on other consoles. So you never know.
Yeah, but baseball isn't baseball ownership a grift anyways?
Well, I mean, once you get to be a certain level of rich, it's all a grift, but yeah.
Houston Astros.
I just assume that anybody that has more than 10 cents more than me is a grifter. I have mental problems.
Yeah, you might want to talk to somebody about that. At any rate, TJ, it's the end of the show. It's kind of a light show. It's the New Year's still getting kicked off. We're just slowly waiting until February gets here to punch us in the face, kick us hard in the groin.
We're just squeezing out the last remnants of Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
waiting to fully gorge ourselves on the hits of early 2022.
Yeah, but we still have one more thing we like to do here on the dump before we call it a day and flush everything down the drain. It's a little thing called Cortex Corner there.
Yep.
And
yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that there, Cortex Corner?
Well, Cortex is the gamification engine of Shacknews.com.
Gamification.
It is basically by going to Shacknews.com and doing anything with Shacknews.com, whether you're reading articles, whether you're posting on articles, whether you're posting the chatty, whether you're going into Cortex itself, where you can make any kind of articles you want within the confines of our rules. You can earn points for using Shack News, and if you earn enough points, you can win Shack News for the day, the month, the day, the week, the month, or even the year.
Win the whole goddamn year.
Win the year of Shack News. Win the year, or at least win the day. Go on and play. Use the Cortex today. Then check out the Carnage Report the next day.
Yep. And hey, with the release of Shack Pets, it's the newest way that you can earn points on Shack News is Cortex. And by downloading.
Look at that! Cortex, it's rocking out!
Yeah, by downloading Shack Pets, by taking part in Shack Pets, by voting, by uploading pictures,
Who's
by
that
winning
in third
matches.
Place? Who's that in third place? I almost won. I couldn't beat 8 Mikey or Glorious Cow.
Blake_Morse, third place.
That's right. Oh, where's TJ Denzer? Not in the top 10? Nowhere in the top 10?
Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing here? The man with the briefcase has hired all the best people to write all the best apps, and this table doesn't even hold his name. This is an unbelievable oversight. How could it not fit?
That's how you know his name is special, because it just doesn't fit.
It doesn't play by the rules.
It's
a loose cannon.
It's a loose cannon Maverick.
It's actively giving its superior officer heartburn.
But yeah, so Cortex is how you can win Shack News, and just a fun way to interact with Shack News as a whole, whether you're on the site or in the extended universe via things like Shack Bets. But Cortex Corner is where we recognize some good stuff. And I guess we're recognizing me this week.
Yeah, that's right, TJ. You wrote a sassy little article.
Occasionally,
a little bit of satire.
Don't ever wear your heart on your sleeve and write your real feelings, because we're going to come back and make fun of you later on the dump.
Occasionally, I occasionally I come into Cortex. Come into Cortex.
Cortex.
Yeah, I come
Thank
into
you for
Cortex.
bringing this post into Cortex.
Occasionally, I come into Cortex with a shit post that turns into an entire thing. And I was playing the spawn for this one. I was playing a bunch of JRPGs over holiday break, and they went on a really long time. And I killed a whole lot of very powerful beings on my way through them, while the two main characters were like, "I like you, but I don't like you. Shut up." And and it got me thinking about this post, which I was originally going to make into a Twitter post, and then I turned into a Cortex post. So anyone who's played a JRPG knows. If you played even one Final Fantasy game, you know. You do a lot of killing in those games for the sake of some XP and a cool sword. And nothing is wrong with that, except for the fact that sometimes you kill like full-on deities of various religious denominations, as well as concepts such as time, space, and death.
No, keep going.
Remember that time you killed Jesus for that sweet double HP jacket?
Look, in Devil Summoner, or in Devil Survivor 2, you can kill Lucifer and turn him into your servant. I'm not even joking. And that's just the things you do when you're a teen in Tokyo trying to survive the apocalypse.
When you're young and in love, you murder gods.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what you do. You go around fighting everyone. Do you know what game I immediately thought of when I saw this headline, TJ?
Hubert.
What was it?
Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
That was so like, oh my god, really? Gonna kill an entire plane of existence, basically. And one of you is like you're not even real. You're not even fucking real, man. Like talking about an existential crisis. Holy shit, man.
But you gotta do it because you gotta get a kiss.
Cause maybe a quick little run around the shed.
Anime was a mistake.
Yeah. Oh my god, the Final Fantasy movie. Oh my god, I was just thinking about that the other day, where it was basically just Thetans chasing them. Like, don't let the Thetans touch you. That was so bad. You couldn't touch them.
They killed the happy Joker, and I stopped caring about that movie.
Man, yeah, that movie was bad. I saw that in theaters.
Was that the CG movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
They looked really impressive when it came out, and now it looks like a cutscene in a PS3 game.
Yeah, it wasn't a good movie at all.
It sounds like it was fun if you were into Scientology.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely did seem like some sort of Battlefield Earth.
It was still better than Final Fantasy 13.
Oh wow! I remember interviewing the people making Final Fantasy 13, and I'm just like, so no active time battle, and they're like, well, we think this is more a thing, and I'm like, well, that hurts. Oh man, I remember being like so heartbroken by the combat system. Like 12,
yeah,
12. I pre-ordered 12, and I'm just like, this was just World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
This is devolving into a conversation about the Final Fantasy series, but like, yeah, dude, this is such a
you weebs just can't hold it together.
We can't. I really can't.
This also comes from a place of love. I love JRPGs. They're one of my favorite genres. Some of my top 10 games of all time are like Xenogears is up there, and that's definitely a game where you kill God. And that is specifically a game where you kill God for love.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you kill every Final Fantasy basically, though, is like that.
So is Dad of Boy just the same as these games, except for you're less androgynous?
Yes, correct.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, most games are like kill a deity. Like Bayonetta, you kill a bunch of gods. I'm trying to think of...
Or Need for Speed 2 Special Edition.
Yeah, any of the Fast and Furious games. No, I mean, Contra... Alien wars. You're fighting like alien gods, basically.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's always some greater power that you have to destroy, and that makes sense from like a game perspective, I guess. I digress. You nailed it, TJ.
I'm glad that everybody's enjoying these. Every once in a while, I have an idea for, like I said, it would be a shit post on Twitter, and then I think about it more and turn it into this. And I'm glad that people are enjoying them because it's really like I don't have too many places to just be an idiot with my interests.
Have your pets already turned against you when you're pitching ideas to them?
Yes.
The dog just walks out of the room.
She will just stare at me and then look away as if she doesn't know me.
It would be nice if he fed me once in a while instead of weebing out every 15 minutes.
Pretty much. So yeah, I'm gonna continue doing these whenever I have a good idea.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thanks for knocking that over for me, Tobians. My
Sounds
cat is
like-
really good.
Sounds like it's time for treats and you missed the cutoff. Now you're going to pay the price.
I don't know. This is what she does professionally.
Oh yeah, that's because you're not the sheriff in that place.
Right? No, she is Princess Tobians. I am just a humble servant. I'm not royalty.
You're just a shit shoveler that's lucky enough to get to spend time with her.
Basically. Come here, Beans.
But yeah,
No,
so that's
cats
our
don't
Cortex
come when you
Corner.
call either.
So that's our
That's-
Cortex Corner for the week. Check it out. Check out our posts or make your own. Either way, if you're interacting with Shacknews.com, then you're getting points through Cortex, and you may too someday win Shack News.
Yep. And unlike the Joe Rogan podcast, we're not spreading any misinformation about COVID-19. So
Hooray!
we got that going.
There's still
for us.
time left.
Yeah, no, please do not spread misinformation about COVID. People get tested, get boosted, get vaxxed. Take care of yourselves, socially distance, be safe, be healthy. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next time on the Shacknews Dump. You ready to get flushed, TJ?
Yeah.
Let's FLUSH flush. Whoosh.
Starbase, where no turtle has gone before.